we've taken a trip to the NEC for TCT 360, the country's premier show for those interested in 3D printing. Now, BRM's been here many times before, and it's noticeable that with the gap left by the pandemic, the show itself has changed quite a lot. There's very little in the way of consumer style printers, and mainly we're looking at the larger scale stuff for industry. However, there's still a lot of interesting stuff to see, and I think we can get an idea of where 3D printing is going by looking at what the industry is, the cutting edge industry is doing at the moment, and imagining how this is going to change 3D printing in our world. One consumer unit I did find was the Prusa SL1S speed printer, claiming to be the fastest desktop SLA printer. Certainly it's impressive at 1.6 seconds per layer, and that's on a bed of 127 by 80 by 150 high millimeters. They were keen to show me how smooth and how much detail you could get. Speed does seem to be of the essence this year, with the ProForge 4 printer showing just how breathtakingly fast it can work. It can be fitted with up to 4 materials, which can be changed during the print. Print bed is 400 by 300 by 400 millimeters, and it uses a technology they call Quad 4XY. Essentially, you've got more motors on the side so it can print faster. This fairly tall landscape castle thing was done in 10 hours using a 0.6 millimeter nozzle, so it is actually very fast. As well as printing stuff, it was interesting to see this is Pro 3D Shop showing some castable resins. Essentially, you produce the STL file, send it to them, they print it in a castable resin that can be used to produce lost wax items, such as jewellery or details for locomotives, as we might look at it, and they hand you back a tree which can go for casting with your favourite lost wax caster. I'm looking here at some items that have been cast in silver. Obviously we're much more likely to cast in brass, but the technology is that if you're into filament 3D printing, then you have to be aware, of course, that not all filaments are the same, and a little time on the filament PM stand showed us there's all sorts available. This is some wood impregnated filament, and of course it's available in lots of different colours and lots of different materials. Very helpfully, they will supply consumers, and they've let us have a few samples that we'll be passing on to Michael Russell to have a go with in his diary of a 3D printer column in BRM. Anyone for a walk-in 3D printer? Yeah, this appropriately named Massivit 3D is the largest machine that was in the hall this time. The print bed of this filament printer is 1.2 by 1.4 by 1.8 meters high. You could print an entire model railway baseboard on this machine. Now, never mind laser cut. Is this the future of model railways? One disappointment for me were these delicious looking cakes. They are 3D printed, colour 3D printed cakes. So you've got this excellent cream horn and the muffin. They're actually very, very hard, as you can see, because when you pick up something like this pomegranate, it feels like rock, and you can really sort of whack the banana against it. When I saw these pre-COVID, the machine to produce them was £250,000. Now the Stratasys machine is £60,000. Quite a price drop. However, there was one bit of kit that completely blew me away. These are the results from the hybrid services Mimaki 3D UJ-2207. It's an incredible full colour resin 3D printer. Now, I mean, you look at the results here, it not only prints in full CMYK, there's also several clear tubs on there, so you can have varied levels of clearness, and a white cartridge as well. Now, this bit of kit here is astonishing in that it is only, and I say only, £35,000 for this kit, plus all your consumables and everything, plus VAT. But Look at this, an HO scale building, fully printed, but the real eye-opener here was a G scale figure, fully coloured, check shirt, and it only cost £22 to print. That's it for a quick tour around TCT 360. As you can see, 3D printing, it's a technology that never stands still. What can we be looking at in the next 5 years?